How is it going, everyone? I've got a treat for you today, that's for sure. Yep, I'm gonna show you how to get one of the coolest, secret, legendary Pokemon in the game. Right now, on August 14th it is. It actually started on the 11th, but I've been so busy trying to get to the point where I can get it. There's a secret Wi-Fi distribution. Well, it isn't so secret. Now, it's only available on the Japanese versions of Pokemon Black 2 and White 2. You can't get it on the English ones yet, and it's only available until September 14th. So you need to make sure you get it quickly. Now, I'm going to show you how to actually do that. You'll be playing your version of Black 2 or White 2 on either an original DS or a DS Lite. This means you can only use the WEP encryption. So if you saw where I just clicked there, that's the Wi-Fi connection menu, and it takes you to something that looks mostly the same as on your English version if you're familiar with this screen, except it's in Japanese. So to set up your Wi-Fi connection, you're going to want to select this blue thing here. And then, as you can see, there's some stuff, some different modes here. Now, I didn't go ahead and set it up. These are probably old modes, so I'm just going to clear that, and we'll start fresh. So, assuming you have a wireless access point, this is usually your router, you'll be able to use this, and it will search for a nearby access point. Now, hopefully it'll pick it up in here. Yep, there we go. So, I actually have two. I set up a guest one, and this is really important if you're playing on a DS Lite or an original DS. They cannot use the stronger encryption. A lot of newer routers, they use an encryption called WPA or WPA2. These are much, much better encryption. You really want to be using them if you're using your wireless, because that's the only thing that will keep your data safe. WEP, that's the old kind. And that's the only one that will work with the older models. That's part of the reason, by the way, you can't play a Japanese version of Black 2 or White 2 on an English DSi or 3DS, because it has DSi enhanced features, which let you use it over a WPA or WPA2 connection. So much nicer. So much nicer. So anyway, if you have a WPA or WPA2 internet connection, or wireless encryption rather, you will see a gray lock displayed right next to the signal strength. Well, what that means is you can't use that connection, unfortunately. So that's why it's really important that you set up a WEP, I'm sorry, a WEP. And then it'll show up as a red lock. Now again, every router is entirely different, so I can't really tell you how to do it with your router. I mean, you need to search your router's model and then configuration or something in order to find that out. It's not something I can help with because there's a million different router models out there. You know, if you got parents that know this stuff, ask them. Don't keep it as WEP for too long, though. That's the only thing. Now, I need to input my WEP key. And again, this is the password for it that you've entered on your router's configuration. So I'm actually going to just skip this part for you. You don't need to see my stuff. All right, so I'll be right back. Okay, so I've inputted my password, and now it's just doing a connection test really quick. This should show the little green bar up there, the signal strength. It should be green. However, there may be further complications depending on your settings. And there's a few different things you can try. I'm going to go through this really quick because if I recall correctly, it's going to come up with an error for me. Now that doesn't mean it's the end of the world, it just means I need to manually configure it. For instance, I'm getting an error 52,000. And I think it's because I'm using a guest network. So it's a cool feature of my router. It lets me set up a separate WEP wireless connection along with my normal one. So in order to get it to work, I need to affect or adjust some of these different settings here. Again, this may vary depending on your router. I'll walk you through some of it, but this is kind of important. Usually this, okay, the first one here, this is the IP address of your device here. Now, depending on your system configuration, it'll be probably one or two different things. But it'll always start with 192.168, and then this one will be either a 0 or a 1 most of the time. It depends on your router. In my case, it's a 0. You can actually check by going to, on your browser, 192.168.0.1. Usually you'll see a login screen. If you don't, try 192.168.1.1. And then if you see a login screen there, that's the one you want to use. But in my case, it's 0, so I'll just do that. Now, you just have to assign it some number here between probably 2 and 255. So somewhere in the middle is good. It needs to be something that's not conflicting with any other IP addresses on your network. So just something kind of out there. But it has to be between 2 and 255 most of the time. Now this is important here. This is the subway mask, or the subnet mask, I'm sorry. And most of the time you're just going to want to set this to 255, 255, 255, 0. I could explain what this does, but it's not really going to matter. Then the gateway. Now this is, remember when I was telling you about entering 192.168 and then either 0.1 or 1.1? Well, you're going to want to enter whichever one of those worked here. So in my case, I'm going to do 192.168.0.1. That's the gateway of the router. That's what you actually connect to the router with. And again, you might not even need to do this depending on if it can automatically do the settings, but it wasn't working for me, so I'm just going to do it here. Now, there's the DNS settings here. There's a primary DNS and there's a secondary DNS. I'm going to set these to Google's DNSs, which are just 8.8.8.8 and 8.8.4.4. And they seem to work pretty well. Alternatives are 4.2.2.1 and 4.2.2.6, I think. But I'm just going to stick with these because I tried it earlier and it did seem to work. As you can see, it's not too difficult to navigate in the Japanese screen as long as you know what those menu items are. So after you've done this, you may want to test your settings out really quick. And you need to absolutely make sure you save them. Otherwise, see, there we go. That did the trick just fine. Perfect. Now, do not cancel. You want to do this option here. That saves the settings, okay? Great, they've been saved. Now, again, hopefully you don't have to deal with any of that. Hopefully it'll just work for you. But you know what? I figured I'd better show you just in case, because, you know, being a Japanese game, it might be a little tricky to figure out. And again, I'll see if I can include a link in the description to some resources for where to look. But really, you know, there's only so much you can do. I can show you the screen on the DS, but I can't help you through your router stuff. That's something that you really need to look up on your own. So, now that we've gotten that, we need to go to this third from the top. This one right here. This is Mystery Gift, in Japanese, of course. And we'll have several options here. This should be the same stuff as in the original Black and White. So we're going to do this, and that'll connect to Mystery Gift. And then we can choose one of 3 different settings here. This one, that's just local wireless. This is Wi-Fi connection, as you can probably tell. And then this one is, I think, received from IR or something like that. Maybe from a friend. It doesn't really do anything for right now. This is the one you want to select. Select Wi-Fi, and then it'll probably detect that you're a new user on the Wi-Fi connection. So it's going to want to register your DS card. And if you switch DSs or something, any of your ratings and such from, you know, like the Global Battle Union or the rating mode. Actually, I think the Global Battle Union's fine. But your rating stuff, you know, that can change. So try to use the same DS. Now we're connecting. And we should now see our special event. You ready for it? I wonder what this could be. Ooh, it's talking something about a secret Pokemon with the ability Technobuster. Or at least that's what it is in Japanese. I don't know if that's the English name or not. But anyway, are you ready for this? Do you think you can handle it? Well, I'm gonna press this button and we're gonna see the cool Pokemon. Again, remember, it's only available August 11th, 2012 to September 14th, 2012. And as of the time of this video, no US or international distribution has been announced. So, you know, don't ask when it's coming out, because you know what? Don't know yet. Are we ready? Let's get it. Pokemon number 649. Genesect! There it is. That is awesome. Now, we can pick this up in any Pokemon Center, which is just wonderful. So this is the certifiable last Pokemon in the Pokedex. No joke. We're going to go pick that thing up right now. Right this very moment. No, I don't need sea gear on right now. Okay, so if I recall correctly, I'm still standing right out here, just in the middle of nowhere. It's pretty bad, actually. But I did clear the way there. So we're gonna fly to Accumula Town really quick, and we're actually going to take this thing to the P2 lab once we're done with it. But we want to pick it up first. So let's do that. Now, in order to do that, you're going to need to go to the Pokemon Center and see this guy. He'll give you your Genesect, or any other mystery gift Pokemon or items you picked up. Now, you can only receive it once, but you can save before catching it, or receiving it, just in case you want to get like a different one. Its nature may change. Some events, they have different natures. I don't remember if this one is a fixed nature or not, so we'll have to see. I don't think it is. So you could save beforehand and get just the right nature for it. Assuming it's not a fixed nature. But again, I don't think it is. Alright, are you ready for this? Devin received Genesect! Sweet! Okay, so let's take a look at this mysterious Pokemon. You get it at level 50. Look at that thing. It's got a big old cannon on its back. It's pretty sweet. Level 50. It's a bug steel type. Its original trainer is Plasma. Surprisingly, it's not holding an item. We'll have to get the items for it. It has the ability download, and in this instance, ooh, I got one with a defense, or special defense negative nature, and a special attack up. I don't remember the name for that nature, but that's what it is. So we have Techno Buster, or, you know what, I'll have to look up its English name. I'm sorry, I don't always remember the, I can read Japanese, particularly all of these attacks, but I don't always remember what the English equivalent is, because they like to change things. Anyway, so it has Techno Burst, maybe? Techno Blast? I think it's Techno Blast, that sounds about right. Magnet Bomb, interesting. Solar Beam, weird. And Signal Beam, well that's a good one for this. Definitely good. And it's got some pretty decent stats. It has the same stat average as like Mew, and oh, and it has a classic ribbon here. Odd that the last Pokemon in the game, number 649, would have a classic ribbon, but whatever. It's fine. I think it prevents you from putting it on the GTS or something, though. So, what are we going to do with this thing? Well, we're going to go to the P2 lab, and you can find that on Route 17, I think. So we're going to head over there right now. In fact, I think I'll just skip forward. Whoops. Yeah, I'll use Zero Power. I'm just going to skip forward until we get to that point. Sound good? Alright, I'll meet you there. See you in a sec. Okay, so I am back, and here we are at the P2 lab. Now, I actually haven't been here normally, and you could tell because there's the giant plasmid frigate here. Yep, that's right, the big old boat. Let's see, it doesn't look like there's any hidden items around. No, I'm not going to use that spray. So, go to the P2 lab, and then you can actually take a look at this guy here. He'll take notice of you. And I don't know... Oh, he does notice your Genesect right away. Because of that, he's telling you about Team Plasma's stuff and says some things. talking about N, and it's just really shouting at me. Huh, wow, he's really yelling about this Genesect. Don't know what he's asking, but... Oh, no! You have to fight him. I wasn't expecting that. Now, I haven't actually gotten to this point in the game yet, so I don't know if he'll fight you if you don't have Genesect. I'm sorry about that. I really was excited to get here on my normal playthrough. So, that's why, that's why I'm kind of here. But he is going to fight you, and he is the guy that gives you the different plates, or the different drives you need. And again, you'll get different drives. Here, I'm going to actually show you that Genesect. It's not really strong for the time you get it at, because I don't think you can get it before beating the game. I actually tried that in another version, and it wasn't detecting anything. So that's kind of weird. Only level 34. See, it has a download ability, so I raised my special attack. That's pretty cool. I'll use a Techno Blast here. I did double check. It is Techno Blast. It's called Techno Buster in Japanese. And its type changes depending on which drive you have. And that's why I'm actually going to talk to this guy. You see, right now it's just a normal type attack, I'm pretty sure. But you can have either the Burn drive, the Shock drive, the Chill drive, or the Douse drive. And these change the type of it, which is kind of interesting, I guess. You can probably figure out what type it changes to, in case you didn't know. The Burn drive makes it Fire type. The Chill drive, Ice type. The Shock drive is Electric type, and the Douse drive is Water type. So it's kind of neat. Okay, so... let's see. Oh, so he's giving me the... Inazuma cassette. It's some kind of... one of the drives. Gave me just one of them. Hey, you should give me two. There we go. The Blaze cart, or cassette, as it's called in Japanese. So, here's how it works, alright? He gave me two, and I think it's the Shock drive and the other one. Yeah, there we go. So he gave me the Shock drive and the what was it? The Burn drive. For instance, I'm going to put the Burn drive on Genesect really quick. Now, if you're playing White 2, you'll actually get the two other drives. You'll get the, what was it? The Chill drive and the Douse drive. See? Take note of the little thing on its back there. It's actually red now. And then it, whatchamacallit, Techno Blast, it has a Fire type. So that's kind of cool. Pretty neat. And you can also pick this thing up. It's the Dubious Disc. This guy has a very dubious disc over here. Well, nifty. Very nifty indeed. So, really quick, I want to play around with this Genesect really fast. Let's just fly over to something that a level 50 could take out. And we'll just go to Undella Town. Probably north or south of there would be pretty good. I will check out the Plasma Frigate in a future episode, don't worry. This is kind of a special video anyway. I just wanted to show you some cool stuff. Oh, it's Hugh. I think I can actually battle him. I need to remember to do that in my main series. Again, you know, after you've beaten the game, there's so much you can do. So I'm just trying to find, you know, some fun stuff to do. And I figure, hey, Genesect is about as good as it gets. And since the other two, number 647 and 648, aren't out just yet. Actually, Keldeo is being released at the end of August. You can go to a GameStop if you're in the North America, or I think one other place, but your local game store for Europe. I think like Game and Game Station if you're in the UK, but a few other places if you're elsewhere international. Oh wow, I have just some terrible attacks right now. Oh, it's a, yeah, Fire type. Well, I'll show you anyway. See, now it's a Fire type attack. It's not going to do very much, but it did okay. Yeah, just try it, man. Come on. Just use Signal Beam. Oh, Protect! You fool. See, I wish I could switch plates right now. Otherwise, I just put on my shock plate and you'd be done. Or not plate. I'm sorry. It's not plate. It's drive. That's right. Here, I'll put this thing on now. We're gonna switch. There we go. So now we have the shock drive on. Perfect! This guy's pretty weak to lightning. Yeah, Genesect! And again, it gets a boost depending on what the foe's weakest stat is, or weaker defense stat is. So it's gonna raise its stat by 1. That's why you're really good having both physical and special-based stuff on it. Because that way, you know, you'll get a boost depending on what their lower stat is. Can't go wrong with that. In this case, it raised my attack, but Technoblast did pretty good anyway. Nice. Alright, let's try it one more time with the shock drive. Absol, cool. Go, Genesect! Number 649, I love it. I love it. Alright. Use it again for the final time. It only has 5 PP, which kind of stinks. But, oh well. It's not too bad. Cool. So, let's take a look at its Pokedex really quick, at least on Black 2. Might have to show you this in English, huh? Alright, let's see if I can go to the top. Oh, how do I get down there? I don't think it was like that. Oh no, I'm trying to get to the right mode. No, I was in the right mode. There we go. There we go. Bingo! Take a look. Genesect. Cool. Wild. And it doesn't look like it can change its form. That's too bad. Alright, well, neat. Very cool. Very cool indeed. So, just to, you know, to kind of finish this episode off, since this is the Genesect episode, essentially, I'm even going to include some footage of what happens if you transfer... Oh, sure. I'm going to include some footage really quick of what happens if you transfer it to the original Black and White, because you can actually go to the P2 lab in that, and you can get the drives then, too. So I'm going to do that. I'll trade with my English version, and I will show you this in English, too. Just as a kind of a bonus, you know, if you've made it through this far. You cannot use a tract on Genesect! Do you not know what I am? Ooh, boom. Alright. Very cool. Nice. Alright, so I will show you that in a little bit, so stay tuned. And, actually, it's going to be in this episode. What am I talking about? So, yeah, I'm going to go do that really quick. And, you know, if you've seen all you want to see, hey, that's great. But otherwise, I'm going to show you some of Black 2, because that's... I don't want to do my white... Not Black 2, the original Black. Because I don't want to do my white one for this. So, yeah, I will, see you in a little bit. Well, for you, it'll be a second or two. I've talked enough! Alright. Cut here. Alright, everyone, I am back. That's right, and I am now on my Pokemon Black version. That's right. I'm playing the original here. So, I'm going to do a really quick trade with my other version. My Black 2 version. Now again, this does get asked a lot. Can you trade between Black 1 and Black 2? Or White 1 and White 2 or whatever. Yes, you can trade freely between those games. All you need to do is just have the C gear in each, which you get roughly after beating the first gym in each. So I'm going to do a little IR connection here. Let's see if I can do this with this camera set up. Don't want to bump anything. Come on. Darn it, I just hit the microphone. There we go, I finally caught it. Okay, I think it's good. Whoa, I don't know what I just hit, but it's got to be entertaining for those of you listening in, right? Okay, now I think it switches over to wireless, so... hopefully. Okay, so, I'm going to trade... Let's see, what do we got? I was looking through and trying to figure out what I wanted to trade. Trying to complete my Pokedex on here. But I decided I want to trade this Landorus, because I think I need to show that to someone in Black 2. I think so. We're going to find out. And I'm going to get the Shock Drive Genesect in return. So, let's go ahead and make this trade. What do you say? Seems pretty cool. Plus, it'll help me get one more Pokemon on my Pokedex in my Pokemon Black version, which I guess I'm completing a little late now. I've been busy, you know. I already completed the Pokedex on Platinum. That was like my main version I wanted to do. I got all 493 on it. Took forever. But then when Black and White came out, it's like, I really want to go through all the trouble and hassle of, you know, transferring them all over. It's like, it's such a pain. So I figured I'd wait until the next games came out, whatever they'd be. And it's Black and White too, so I'll probably want to do that. Especially because you get like this thing, like this charm that makes it so shiny Pokemon are easier to find. And that'd be great. You just have to complete the Pokedex, the National Dex. Yeah, it's pretty intense. Pretty intense. So, that is all we need here. Now we have a Genesect of our very own, and the English version of Pokemon Black, which, needless to say, I'm pretty excited about. I am not kidding. So let's pull that thing out here, and we're going to return to the P2 lab, except we're going to check it out in English now. Look at all those Cobalion. Alright, so... Let's see, we'll get rid of this Gigalith. Don't need it. Okay, now we're gonna head back on over to the P2 lab, except in English. Oh, I hope I have someone that can surf. Yeah, I do. I have Giselle. That's right, my little Simipour. Oh, I should put on repels. Alright, so I just went ahead and used a max repel there, just, you know, to keep it going. Unfortunately, I'm not going to be able to use it without going back into the inventory, so that's not good. But it shouldn't take too long to get there. So I'll tell you what, I will go ahead and I'll let you know when we get there. How's that sound? See you in a sec. Okay, here we are at the P2 lab, except there's no Plasma Frigate here because we're playing Pokemon Black. The original. That's right. So we're going to go here and we're going to see this guy. That's right. Oh, it's just a kid. You. It couldn't be. The fact that you are here means you came to learn about the secret of Genesect. We, Team Plasma, revived Genesect from a fossil. Whoa. Then we enhanced the Pokemon with the power of science. For the power of science! It is the strongest Pokemon in history! Other than all the other strong Pokemon, but, you know, we're not going to go on about that. But our Lord N was not interested in this Genesect that was modified by the power of science! TM. Science damages the natural beauty of Pokemon! They're perfect beings! That's what he said. So our research was halted, and this facility was closed. However, the Genesect research is all mine! So if you want to know Genesect's secret, you'll have to beat me in battle! Battle the scientist? No. There sure are some very cowardly trainers, aren't there? So you want to battle me? Yeah, bring it on. I just had to see what would happen if you said no. That's pretty great. Scientist Dudley. Oh, that's right. He's not doing that menacing little cackle. Because the trainer sprites aren't animated in this. Looks like he's using the same team as he was in the original... Or, no, not the original. I'm sorry. In Black and White 2. What the... I'm so rad. I have a Quick Claw on my Volcarona. I don't even, okay? I don't even know why it's on there. It surprised you as much as it surprised me. I think there is a reason for it. I think it's, I don't know, something to do with some strategy for the Elite Four. The rematch. But whatever. This guy's pretty easy. Sweet! Probably should have used my Genesect, huh? Oh well. Didn't think about that. I lost everything. I forgot my duty as a scientist is to make the world happy. I thought it was science, buddy. So, this must be what I get for trying to make a Pokemon into a tool for fighting. I'm going to wash my hands. I'm going to wash my hands of this Genesect matter. I don't need this anymore. I'll give it to you. Yeah, Devin obtained another shock drive. The item I just gave you is made for Genesect. When it holds an item like this, it changes the type of the move called Technoblast, so it can always have an advantage. There was another one in my pocket! Or there was one in my other pocket. I'm sorry. Devin obtained a burn drive! Woohoo! Cool. Oh, that was just great. Okay, well that helps clear some things up. I've given you all of the drives. Use them how you wish. Well, maybe I will. So, we can take a look at these in English now. Maybe it'll make a little more sense. Where do they go? Oh, that's right! Everything ends up on the top in Black and White, the original. Huh, cool. Changes Technoblast to a Fire-type move, to an Electric-type move. Neat. So let's give it Burn Drive, just because. Alright, here you go. Okay, we're gonna try this thing out now. Get over here, Genesect! Our viewers want to see some more action! So just go fight something, okay? Okay. Oh, that's right. I think I have a Max Repel still going, darn it. Darn it. Oh, wait, it doesn't matter. Derp. I was gonna run over to that shaking grass. Hey, Watchog, you looking all tough there? You think you're something special? Well, look at this thing. Bet you never seen this thing before, huh? Ah, my attack rose. Cool. So now I'm gonna use Technoblast. It's gonna burn you. Yeah! Very cool. Awesome. Well, that was fun. So, let's go ahead and take a look at it in the Pokedex. What do you say? So, it's going to be found at the very bottom. Very bottom. Even further. There we go. Number 649, Genesect. Let's take a look at this thing, huh? Genesect, the Paleozoic Pokemon. Over 300 million years ago, it was feared as the strongest of hunters. It has been modified by Team Plasma. That's interesting. So, can I see any other forms? No, I can't. Oh well, that's still pretty neat. Can't go wrong with that. So, that is Genesect, Pokemon number 649. The final Pokemon in the Pokedex for Generation 5. No joke, that's it. That's the last one. So, I hope you enjoyed seeing that. A little treat. If you're playing the Black and White 2 versions in Japanese, you can go ahead and pick one up over Wi-Fi, assuming you can figure it out and everything. As for when you'll actually be able to get it in English, it has not been announced or confirmed or anything at the time of making this video, which is like mid-August, alright? Only the Japanese has been announced. If I were to take a guess, I would say probably sometime in early 2013, okay? That's a guess. We'll have to see. But it'll be really cool when you get it. And it's really awesome. And there is a Keldeo event coming up very soon, too, in any of the international versions, the non-Japanese ones, which is awesome. Can't wait to get that. Hopefully Meloetta will come soon afterwards, because I'm so excited to see that thing, too. And, yeah. Hope you enjoyed this little special video. Thanks, everyone. Take care, and, I'd insert a tagline here, but I'm too cool for taglines, right? See you next time.